Preparing students and parents for a differentiated classroom environment is so crucial, and I really enjoyed today's reading, the chapters 8 through 11 from Tomlinson, the wonderful resources that we had with ML and gifted students, and also the YouTube video that helped dispel myths. So I have a lot of ground to cover, so I want to get straight to our summary. Differentiation is about creating a classroom environment where all students have the ability to thrive and succeed, regardless of your academic level, learning preference, or interests. You should have the ability to thrive and succeed within the classroom. And I believe each resource that I'm going to discuss today are those foundational steps educators must take to build an environment, to tailor instruction effectively, and dispel myths and misconceptions that often get passed down from educator to educator. But truly, do they work or do they not? And I believe examining our practices will help us understand how to be more effective in our profession. So, two main strategies that I currently employ within the classroom to effectively prepare students and parents for what they will encounter in a differentiated classroom is a growth mindset culture and incorporating student voice in the classroom. Number one, that growth mindset culture. In my classroom, I employ consistent language that values effort and progress. Because sometimes the results, they can be discouraging. When you continue to try your best and you get D's or F's or C's, they can be discouraging. But when I understand that a student is moving from an F to a D and a D to a C, I value that effort. I value that progress. And I often tell parents who may be a little frustrated, I say, we have to move our students from the cannot to the can attitude. And that is what really will pull the best out of our students in the long run. And then I tell the students in the classroom that I value your voice, not as a token statement, but as the truth. I want you to demonstrate your understanding on an assignment in various ways that shows your preferred learning profile. So if we're doing a project and it's best for you to write an essay, then I will let you write an essay if it still covers those academic components that we need covered. Same thing with a video or a poster or a skit. Incorporating student voice in a strategic way in the classroom can lead to really good results. But also, there are some barriers to differentiation. Oftentimes, I've had students who question how things are graded, especially when the learning profile looks different. How do I compare a skit to a paper? Or how do I compare a paper to a poster? And I often tell them, no matter the modality, we have a rubric, and there's certain things that's going to be consistent. Whether you did a skit, whether you did a paper, whether you did a poster, there's certain things that would be consistent from each modality to show that you learn the material. But the expression may be different. And usually when you explain this to students, they understand and they get it. And sometimes it takes a little bit more explaining. But in the long run, students understand the importance of having their expression in their student work. And then also, some barriers that I see to education within the classroom are those traditional beliefs about education. Many parents, they're used to an older form of education where one size fits all, and they resist changes to that model. But I agree with Tomlinson when she said on page 78, we have to rebuild our parents' trust that school is a good fit for their child. Rebuilding that trust. So many of our problems today in the modern education system leans and focuses on that problem of trust, hinges on that problem of trust, because we don't trust each other. And it's important that we trust our parents, that our parents can trust the staff, and the staff can trust the administration, and that we are entangled in this system of trust so that we can better provide our services for the students. Next is my example of differentiation, and it's very similar to what I've already said. For a unit on Manifest Destiny, I assigned a project that allowed students to explore the expansion of the United States, and this project was differentiated by interest. So I gave students 3 formats. Simple. You could write an essay, create a video, or design a poster. And this approach was effective because not only did it foster engagement, not only did it encourage creativity, but it allowed for individual expression. maintaining academic goals, and allowing students to do their preferred learning style. And last but not least, I was blown away by the South Carolina Multilingual Learning Network, which is a resource for me. I learned about the Pacific strategy of think, write, pair, share, which promotes active thinking, prior knowledge, and sharing with another student before sharing with the whole class. And of course, this is great for multilingual learners, gifted learners, all abilities, because it helps you categorize and scaffold your learning. And I just really enjoyed it, on top of all these other things that I've learned when it comes to classroom differentiation. So I just want to wrap up with this Tomlinson quote, when she says on page 114, patterns of learning preferences become even more complex when we look at an array of possible combinations of learning styles. There's so much out there, so much to enjoy, so much to look at.